Welcome everybody to episode 14 of the Hot Drop with Shrimzy, and then a few minutes later we had Jimbo joining us to complete the trio. We spent some time talking about PGC, some of the roster moves, how Kick is fitting into the new roster, and then we also talked a lot about coaching and analyst work in PUBG. I talked about Gunnar and Kova Levi on those two teams, and yeah, talked a little bit about how PUBG in the Western region is developing and how it differs from the big regions in the East. And we talked a little bit about the upcoming roadmap, how 2024 is gonna go. And yeah, really good discussion, lots of valuable insights from the guys. We had a very chill time, and hope you guys enjoy the episode. For the people listening, there's 1 or 2 zone shifts that we show in the YouTube video, but you're really not missing out on a whole lot. Listening is completely fine for this episode. Welcome everybody to the episode. This was supposed to be a 3-man episode, but Jimbo overslept. So I am here joined by Shrimzy. Hello sir, how you doing?
Doing good, and you?
Pretty good. I'm chilling. I have my coffee. I have a fantastic guest here. Thanks for hopping in, by the way, on short notice.
I was doing better, but now Jimbo's not here, so
yeah,
it's just gonna have to be a missionary style instead of a 3-way.
He is carrying the show pretty hard, but you know, he's a bit of a diva, and it's only 2 p.m. or 2:15 p.m., so I understand that he's not awake yet, of course. But
what time did Scrim start in EU?
At 7.
7?
Yeah.
Did he wait? I mean, that's fair, I guess.
It's fair.
Scrim started at 7 for me when I lived in Philly, and I would wake up at like 4:30 or something.
Yeah.
And that's plenty of time to warm up, and
it just works.
Morning routine.
Like it's degen as fuck, but it just makes sense, I think.
I mean, if your job starts at 7,
yeah,
then like it's fine to wake up later.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, it's not good to wake up at 8 if your scrims end at 11. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I agree.
So yeah, like you can people will bat an eye, but it doesn't fucking matter. It works. Cool. Yeah, we have a lot to talk about. I think this is probably the last time we're gonna talk about PGC on the podcast. I think you guys came in as one of the favorites for me, at least. Maybe not the favorite, but for me it was pretty clear that it was Danawa, it was TWIS, it was 17 Gaming, and you guys.
Yeah, I think that was the consensus.
Yeah, I think all the PGS point teams were basically teams that had performed really well throughout the year and that looked really strong. How did you feel coming into the event after just making that roster change?
We felt pretty good about it. Obviously, you know, we had the best team going into the event. Like, performance-wise, we did, you know, decent at PGS 1, and then we won PGS 2. We didn't really have, like, that many issues as, like, performance-wise. So, I mean, we felt, you know, it sucks making a roster change, especially when you have such high expectations, but we felt it was the right move. And going into the tournament, we felt good. You know, obviously, Kick is a fantastic player. And I mean, I think for a tournament where, you know, you have all the best teams in the world, we did pretty good for making a roster change. Like, we could have done a lot better, and I think we were disappointed in ourselves, but, like, you know, you can't ask for a lot more going into the event than, like, at least making finals and, like, getting that practice with the new player.
Yeah. And I think that's one thing that you have to I think that's a really healthy attitude, because you can easily go away and say, holy shit, that sucked. Like, you got 11th, I think, right? Something like that.
Yeah, and we did say that, by the way. Like,
yeah,
we for sure said that.
That is pretty much the reaction, right? Like,
yeah.
Holy shit, that sucked. And then you think about it, and like 11th in the world, just made a roster change, didn't have the best final. It could be a whole lot fucking worse. Like,
for sure.
It's really not that bad. I feel like Kickstart is a very different player than Mime. Would you agree on that?
Oh, 100%, yes.
Yeah. How do you feel like you guys have been able to accommodate that, and how has that process been for you guys?
It's definitely been a hard transition. I won't say it's easy because, like you said, they are 2 very different players. So whenever you take out somebody that does a lot of very aggressive plays to somebody that likes being more passive and calculated, it is going to be hard. But like on paper, in theory, it's going to be better. That's kind of what we wanted. That's why we, added him to the team. Because in theory, if you make less mistakes, you're going to be better and better. And if you can make more calculated risks instead of doing something sporadic, you should be better in the long run. So, just building that chemistry and getting to the point where we can all kind of figure out what we're doing without really having to say it or talk about it is really going to be the big difference. And, with mine, we had that for, 3 years. We had that time to build the chemistry, which is why, like, we did well at first, but then teams got better and we started doing worse and worse. We had, bad PGCs, and a lot of people chalk that up to like us hot dropping 17. But like reality, there's a lot more to it. It's not just us hot dropping 17.
Yeah.
It's the practice, it's coaching, it's there's a lot of stuff that goes into it. But just having that change, I think is healthy for the roster as a whole. Having like a a change and being able to grind with somebody new is really fun. Being able to build more chemistry, it's a healthy environment for sure. So,
and having obvious stuff to work on can also just be nice, right? Like having that new guy in, you have to work a little harder to get him in, but that also makes you work a little harder. It can be really refreshing, right? It can be a whole new like push to the motivation, so to speak.
Yeah, so like with the old roster, once you've been a roster for so long, you have the same issues over and over and over again, but it happens at different like time periods. So like, one day we'll not be focused on our threats. The next day we'll push too fast. And then it's just like a repeat of the same mistakes, but after a certain amount of time. And it just gets like, it gets frustrating and like, tic-tacky and stuff like that. So it's just annoying to have to deal with it over and over again because you feel like you've already learned it, but you're having to relearn it like 2 months later. And it's just frustrating because PUBG is just a different game every single time. So having like super obvious mistakes that we're making, like super basic mistakes that we have to work on, and it's just obvious right in front of you, it sucks at the moment because you're like, holy shit, how are we that bad?
Yeah.
But then, you kind of reflect on it and you're like, okay, well, we could fix that really easy.
Yeah. And it's like, like it can be so hard when you're like stuck in that loop and you feel like you're, like you said, you've fixed some mistakes at the start of the year and then you make them again at PGC and you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah,
like we've gotten so much better at that, and then we just throw 2 games in the losers bracket and we're out of the tournament or something, And you're just like,
it happens fast.
Shit. I think that's something that also like that's so special about PUBG is a 30-minute game. You play 25 minutes of a really good game. You make a big mistake, you go out with 1 or 2 points instead of 15 points. And it's like so punishing.
It's the opposite thing as well, where you have like the sloppiest game ever and you get like 17 points and you're like, holy shit, like no other game could I have made 20 mistakes and still had like and still been like, oh, we won. Like that doesn't happen in CS. If you make 2 mistakes, your round is over. You've lost.
Yeah. It's so interesting. Games are so different. And there's so many like different challenges. I just got a DM that Jimbo woke up. I'll see if we can get him on. Cool. Thank you for joining us, Jimbo. Good morning.
Morning.
There was some rough communications about when this podcast would start. So, but yeah, we got you in, and we just talked a little bit about PGC. We talked a little bit about the Kickstart roster change. You guys did. How do you like looking back at your PGC, Jimbo? How do you feel like? How happy are you? How upset are you? What do you think?
Like from if 10 is the top, like a 6 or a 7 maybe. Pretty happy with the overall tournament. But it's pretty like standard like Jimbo international tournament, like doing pretty good. Get to the grand final, doing pretty good. Last day, like can't close anything out, It's like every time, pretty much. Just you're in it every time on the last day, and then I just fuck it up somehow.
It's frustrating, right?
Yeah, it's
I remember you made that tweet, like consistently mediocre or something, after like one of your internationals, and it's just you look at the results and it's like it's so often a top 5 or something, and it's just never a win. It feels like.
I think we fell from 3rd or 4th to 6th in like the last 2 games or something. I don't know. We dropped like 2 or 3 spots in the last day, so we lost so much money on that too.
Yeah, it's brutal.
Yeah, it's hard. It's sort of similar. It's kind of similar to like the Batulian story where can't close anything out on the last day, just that they are a lot closer on the last day than I am, you know?
Yeah. They have a fighting chance going into like the last game, which is kind of what you want in a tournament.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's kind of the same all the time. A lot of it is for sure on me. I definitely made like one really fucking bad call in the last day, like an E pickup into like a compound circle 2 in like a really compound heavy zone on Miramar. It's the compound southwest of Picado. We call it Magnet. You can throw a little clip into when we're diving into that compound. And
post production cover here. The clip Jimbo wants me to pull up is not from PGC. It's not from finals. It's not even from PGS2. It's probably from PEC Europe or something like that. I decided to not put it in here and just follow the discussion.
Yeah, I also think
it's the one with the restaurant and the glass building, right? Is that what you call
it's south of it, the warehouse one.
Oh,
with the stables.
We call it quick math still, I think.
Yeah, we dropped into that one from Plains, north of San Martin, right? And I'm pretty sure Corexi or Fex missed their E pickup, and I was just like, fuck it, we have to do something, you know? Let's fucking get in there. And there was just 4 guys there, I think.
Yeah. And then you sit in there like, fuck. And you have to sit there and think about it for 30 minutes.
I'd call it a choke. That's a pretty hard choke when it comes to like in-game leading.
Do you know what game it was?
We started with Miramar, right? So it should be game 1 or 2. Both of our Miramars
ended on
were like, both of our Miramars were big flops because the first one we got full fed in a home compound and we fucked it up. So we had
the
big
warehouse
chances
ending.
We had big chances of playing for first place this tournament in the last day. We got so fed actually.
It's so brutal.
Those are by far the worst games when you just get fed by your loot spot and you just fucking troll. Like you get like 9th, you're like, I didn't even get a placement point and it literally ended like a kilometer by us. Like how did we fuck that up?
Yeah. Even if you get like a 7th with 1 kill or something, even that you're like, fuck this shit. Like that was a 10-point game minimum.
There's a chance I remember wrong, by the way. And when I'm thinking about it, the 2 Miramars, weren't they both like north and east zones on the last day?
I remember the first one because Twisted Minds won it and Genji kind of threw it.
Yeah,
Danova kind of threw.
That's the cruise home circle one.
Global, yeah, exactly.
The other one,
I don't remember.
The other one ended south of El Sahar, right?
Yes.
I don't remember the games.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you might maybe the e-pickup game was on day 2 or something.
Yeah, it probably was.
Because that's the other game. Yeah, that's the other game I talked about with Batulins, where they drove from the north side of the road to the south side and just died.
Yeah. Holy shit, fucked up. Those 2 Miramar games so bad.
We had the same experience at Nations Cup where we were coming into it in like 2nd place or 1st place or something, and then we just had a really shit first Miramar where Brex got stuck on a mountain, and then we threw the 2nd one, and it's just like you throw the last day and everything feels like shit because you just knew you could have won, right?
Yeah.
Like you get a 6th place, you're 6th in the world, you know, it's not fucking bad, but it feels terrible.
Yeah. Well, at least we had like enormous growth the last year with our roster, so I think we have good potential this year with a lot of lands, and it should be really fun.
For me, it was like coming into last year. It was like the potential on your team is insane. No idea if it's gonna work or if it's gonna be like too much, you know. Like Gustav trying to IGL, you're kind of an IGL. Corexi used to was starting to IGL on some of his teams and shit. It could have failed completely, but you guys pulled it together and ended up being a really good roster. And I think you can say the same thing about Soniqs. I feel like both of your teams have grown like a lot in the last like year, 2 years.
Yeah, I think that's due to our coaching change, to be like completely honest. Like Gunnar has been the best thing by far that we could have ever added to our team. Like previous years, it was kind of like we were not coaching ourselves per se, because like Logic was definitely helpful, but like just I think the respect and the discipline that like Gunnar has added to our team has been so good for us as like a team environment, and also like practice wise has just been like so much more productive since he's joined.
Does he have like very direct impact on what you work on, or is he just making sure you work on something? Is he like telling you guys we need to work on this, or is it more like get your fucking shit together, talk to each other, work on things?
Yeah, so like at the very beginning when he came in, basically he just like gave us, he was like, this is how I'm gonna be. He's very direct with you. Like he'll tell you if you fuck up, he'll tell your team if you fuck up. He's not gonna like change the way we play. He's not smarter than us at PUBG. You know, he knows that we're like the best players, you know, some of the best players in the world, and that we know how to play the game. But what he can help with is shit that he has like real life experience with, which is like clearing buildings and, you know, talking to your squad members, or, you know, however the fuck he would say it. I don't know exactly how you would say it, you know. But just like small micro stuff that really change games, and like make sure that you don't make like small mistakes. And, you know, like checking your threats and making sure your cars are safe. He just like drills that stuff into you. You know, just these like small things that are gonna really ruin your game, like make or break your game, that you would, you know, normally not really care about. But at the end of the day, it's gonna fucking get you, you know, top 5, and then your placements go up, and, you know, your confidence goes up, and just stuff like that. That like the super small things that just help us out so much, and especially when you get to like internationals, when teams punish you so much more, like in NA, or, you know, I'm sure even EU sometimes, you know, you get away with things, and you're like, holy shit, like that would have never worked internationally. And then you get to internationals, you just get shit on one game, you get punished one game, you lose all your cars, and you're like, we were never ever winning this game, you know. But you change, you know, how your cars sit or whatever, and, you know, your game's winnable again. So just stuff like that that he's so much improved us on.
Yeah,
I'm jealous. I watch like vlogs of the Soniqs, and I see like the speeches Gunnar gives and shit, and I'm just like, holy fuck, I wish I could be that guy. But like I don't know, like the standing he has, and like the things he presents, like I just can't do that. Like he's that military guy. He's like older than you. He has more experience. You know, he has a completely different position than I could ever have in my team. But it's it's really good to watch. It's really fucking nice.
Yeah, when you have that respect, or you have that, like, you know, he's a fucking vet. He has real life experience. So we're not just gonna be like, you know, shake him off or whatever. We're gonna fucking listen. You know, he has actual stuff that's gonna be beneficial for us, and we respect him like so much. And I don't know. He's just like, he's like that guy that you need to go to whenever you have, you know, problems going on in your life, because he's gonna be there for you. He's just a good dude, you know. And we want to listen to him. We want to do well for him, you know. So
yeah,
just a good guy.
It's I know that you, Jeemzz, and I think Gustav as well, are both more on the side that we don't need a coach. We've never had a coach really do a whole lot for us. Do you think that's still do you think that's still the case for FaZe? Because I think it definitely can be, right? Like teams are super different.
I mean, we would like a coach. There just really isn't anyone good in EU to get right now. I think it's very like there's no like ex-pros, and there's no one like I think me and Gustav both would want something similar to like Gunnar, you know. Actually, I can't speak for Gustav actually, but like I would like a coach similar to Gunnar, you know, someone that doesn't have like in-game experience, but can like help out with like the small things that Shrimzy talks about, and get people on the same page, make sure that like when you're talking to each other, that everyone is not talking past each other, you know, like all these things that like a coach can do. I would want someone similar to Gunnar for sure. There's not a Gunnar 2 anywhere in PUBG.
Yeah.
I mean, we just got Kovo instead of a coach, because he has amazing like analytics, and just having a programmer on your team is insane. I think that's like, if any team wants like an upgrade to their team, they should definitely get a programmer. You can do so much cool things for PUBG.
Yeah, I think they're both, Kova and Gunnar are like the two extremes They are very exactly on the other side of the spectrum, and they're both very good at their side.
Yeah, for sure.
And you can't compare it at all. I think it's a really good analyst and it's a really good coach, right? Kova is not a coach at all, and Gunner's not an analyst. So, they're the exact opposites, but they both kind of work. But yeah, you feel like you had Fuzz on Overpeakers for one tournament or something, right? Or for a few months.
I was gonna bring this up too.
How do you feel like he fits in there? Do you feel like he was doing a good job, or is it just that he wants to play, or do you feel like he can't fill that role?
I don't think he I don't know if he wanted to play or if he thought he was gonna play or something. I don't think so. At least he was very good at when we brought him in. What we first wanted him for was at the time we were just we wanted more individual feedback on each player. So we actually used him. Since he's a pro player himself, we used him as spectate one player each scrim session and actually take notes and give feedback and kind of just you're losing too many cards, or you're standing like a moron in the open, opening your map, all these type of small things, just trying to get that type of feedback. And then also he was really nice to have in Dubai. I think he's a really, really good guy. He's kind of similar to Gunner in Dubai to me. Nice to have to talk to between the games. Did some good speeches and just good overall vibes with Fuss on LAN.
Yeah, that's pretty solid. I don't know. The whole topic is really interesting to me because I think it's really hard to have. It's not easy at all to have impact as a coach in PUBG. I think, and it really really depends on the team. But then there's a few exceptions where you're this really fucking works. This is really fucking good. But I feel like those stories are kind of rare, right? It's not a lot of teams that say, "Holy shit, this was so good." And like you said, for example, you had a lot of coaches in your whole PUBG career, and then you Shrimzy is probably the same thing. It's oh, Gunner is completely different. It's just a different level, and nobody else really got there.
I was fully under the impression that coaching was almost useless in PUBG until we had Gunner on our team. But I don't even know if you would consider him a coach. I think you would, but he's not a typical sports coach that draws up plays and has strategies and stuff for you. He just helps you improve the minor things, and he's there for vibes, and he just demands respect, and that's it.
Yeah,
it's not going out and doing a whole bunch of crazy shit. He's just there for us.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I also think analysts could be super good. I think you could have an analyst and a person like Gunner on your team.
100%.
And it would probably, as long as they mixed well together, it could be really fucking good. But I don't know. I've never had an analyst, so.
Yeah, we have tried in secret. We have tried to pick up coaches while we had Kowo Levy, but the budget for FaZe, it's a lot to have a 6 to 7 man roster in PUBG. The game is not doing well, so you can't demand to just can we have one more guy, doesn't work like that.
Yeah,
it would be insane though. TWIS now has double coach or double something.
Who do they have? Sorry,
They got
Hiruzen as an assistant coach.
The guy who used to be their coach before.
And so they have the tab as well.
Yeah,
okay.
And it's 2 ex-players, so it's a little different. And I think they are more on the analytical side, probably, from what I understand. But yeah, it's definitely cool to have 2 people as well, if it works. But I think they're just in the situation where they're just gonna try if it works. They're on Twisted Minds. It's fine.
I know they have one guy that's been cause when we're screaming, right? There's only 5 slots in each team, so they've been allowed to have one guy in the observer slots, and he can just sit and watch example the whole time,
Yeah.
And I think that's good. They have one guy watching team, one guy watching example, and then they can adjust really well, I think, and quicker.
So I haven't talked about this topic on a podcast or stream with other people really. So a lot of people gave us shit when we made the roster change with Kick because we had just won PGS2. And it's more or less the same with Twisted because they have done so well throughout every single, international tournament that they've gone to. They've been top 3 to top 5 consistently at PGCs and big tournaments. What do you guys think about dropping, Spyro and picking up, example after doing so well recently throughout PUBG Esports history, basically? because they were so close before. Like every tournament, they were so close. It's not like a FaZe situation where you're like struggling. They were literally there every time.
So my take on it is they feel a little bit different than you guys to me, because in my view, you guys have been growing recently with Gunner. I feel like I've always been in the camp that like, okay, you won PGIS, sure, but after that it was really, really rough for you guys internationally. Americas is very easy regionally. You guys were dominating it. Hats off, okay, but it's one of the easiest regions. So I wasn't super impressed with Soniqs, and I was like, but now you guys have become a really good team, and then you make the roster change. While TWIS has been really, really good for a really long time, but they've been stagnating at the same level, kind of. So for me, it's a little bit different. I'm a little bit less surprised that TWIS makes a roster change because they've been in that top 3 for so long, and they've never won a tournament. Versus you guys, who I feel like we're still on an upwards trajectory, you know? So it feels a little bit different for me. I don't know what Jimbo thinks.
Yeah, I don't know. When they did the roster change, I think everyone is like, do they really need to? They're literally like, they're failing to win tournaments on like the last game of the tournament every time. Like, do you really need to make a roster change? The two players seem very similar at first, XMPL and Spyro. I don't think they are though. I'm almost like, I thought like in the beginning that XMPL and Spyro were kind of similar, and now I'm starting to think that XMPL is just actually like quite a bit better than Spyro. Like he is pulling so much weight in their scrims on that team. He might just be like the little kick they need to be a little bit more like aggro or something. He's just pulling out like double knocks a lot in scrims for them in team fights.
Yeah.
Like he's just kind of single-handedly like carrying in team fights, which is kind of crazy. So
yeah, that's like the problem with having like a star player though, right? Like if you consistently rely on that, then it starts becoming like less of like a Twisted Minds team and more of an example team. And if he starts getting that confidence and like gets a little more aggressive, and Batulins is starting to think that like, you know, he has to get a little more aggressive with him, and then they start making mistakes, that could be like a huge issue. You know,
yeah, that can really
instead of being like that old team where they're just, you know, extremely consistent, they're always together. You know, you just need that little bit of confidence, and then, you know, it kind of goes to sham. But it also, you know, it could be like they fucking just roll every team fight and they drop 200 points in fucking 18 games, and then everyone just loses.
Yeah. I don't know. It's like, I don't think they needed to do the roster change, like from an outside perspective, but I guess from the inside, making a change like that for them, who haven't made roster changes for like 3 to 4 years now, it's going to be a huge boost to motivation, and they're going to want to grind even more. And I think they honestly, even though Example is newer to the team, they'll probably feel more confident on LAN with him, knowing he has won a PGC before. I think they'll just overall, I think it's gonna help, to be honest.
For me, it feels like the biggest boost is like the team environment, like the feeling of having a new guy and working on getting him in and seeing him frag out as well, right? Being like, holy shit, this guy's nuts. Do you, when Jimbo talked about that, you feel like it was similar things for you, Shrimzy? That because you could have used the exact same terms for the Soniqs roster change, right? Bringing in the crack guy, he's pulling a lot of weight, new boost.
Yeah, so we've been like hard struggling in scrims recently because we don't have like that chemistry that we had before. And then we just recently played, you know, a tournament, I guess today and yesterday, so literally today. And Kick just dropped like 31 kills in 12 games, and it just felt like I did nothing and we still won, and I was like, damn, that used to like almost never happen. You know, it used to be like the other way around where it felt like, you know, Mime was doing very little, but he's helping a lot. You know, you're not going to win with fucking 3 players. But, you know, you look at the stats and it's like, wow, I'm dropping fucking 25 and 12. That feels pretty good. But it's just like backwards now where I'm like, oh, I'm not doing very much. We're still winning. I can get along with that. Like, that's cool with me. But yeah, I mean, there's a long way to go, obviously. But yeah, it hopefully it will continue to feel like that.
Yeah.
What is the hardest part for you guys with the chemistry right now then? As you say, the chemistry is not that as it used to be.
We're just making like really fucking dumb and small mistakes. Like, you know, we're just not like communicating to each other whenever we're like pushing in team fights. So, you know, I'll be a little bit ahead of Tig, or Tig will be ahead of me. Kick will be like on the left instead of on the right, where, you know, we think we should be, but like can't expect to be there unless we communicate. It's just like small shit like that, where, you know, we used to not have that, but it was because we played together for so long that like that shit was just normal to us. So once we figure that shit out, then, you know, we should be more or less the same team, but with more firepower. So once we figure that out, hopefully we could.
I find that the comms and stuff that you just mentioned, like come with me, wait for me, you know, like type of stuff, happens less in my team when we play scrims. And once we get to tournaments, everyone is more like active in the comms, and that happens less. So I don't know if you guys have that, but I don't know.
I mean, it was fast at PGC. Like online tournaments, like the first NA tournament that we played with Kick, is like that, where we were all pretty lazy, and then you get, you know, onto LAN, and it's fucking, you care about your life more than fucking anything in the world, you know?
Yeah.
So all those comms are just flowing fast as fuck.
Yeah.
So we're not too worried about it, you know, it's just something we have to figure out.
I always thought that NA teams have very good like fighting comms, whatever you want to call it, in PUBG. They just communicate quicker and better, and has a better flow than like most EU teams. I obviously can't talk for like the Russians and the Turks. I don't know how their comms are like.
Yeah.
Hard to say.
So there's not many people to.
I haven't listened to many EU like teams, but just like playing with like EU players, you can kind of tell that I feel like they're a little more passive with their comms than like NA players. I feel like NA players are much more louder, and maybe that's because we're fucking obnoxious Americans, you know, we just want to be loud. But like, I would rather have somebody that's overly loud than somebody that doesn't speak at all. So, I don't know.
I agree. Yeah. I think a lot of EU players are just more quiet. I think that's the main thing I get from watching NA players play, is they're just more in there. They're just louder. They're like, sometimes it can be a little bit much, but like definitely it's an upside. And it's, I think for me as well, it's the one thing when if I think about Soniqs, I kind of think about you guys running around as a unit and just taking fights. And I feel like you guys have done that pretty well, especially like in the last year. Where like Twisted Minds for me is just like, they're just really fucking smart. They're really good with their util. But like, it's not it doesn't feel the same. Like the team fighting and stuff and trading each other, it seems like pretty good on your team for sure.
Yeah, that's why I was saying like earlier with example, right? Because they are like a methodical team. They're very smart. They're very calculated. They don't take a lot of risk. They just do what they think is right in the game. They're always going to make like the best play, the best decision that they can make. What they
until
think
the last day,
you know, and until the last game. But yeah, and then you add like a player like example, and you know, somebody that's, you know, better mechanically than fucking, you know, almost everyone in the world. He's fucking insane. So, you know, you just got to figure that out and get them on the same page, and then you'll be, you know, the best team in the world. But you know, you got to get them there first.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, they're very methodical.
It's good to see example back as well, because like at the end, Navi was struggling so hard that he wasn't even like, he was still knocking a lot of people, but he just couldn't perform really. And now you just see him walking around scrims, and he's just dumping kids.
That was the biggest downfall of all time. Like I can't think of any team that like fell off harder, from PGC champs to like not even qualifying for PGC the next year. Has anything like that ever happened?
I mean, it might have, but I like, especially with all the invites and shit, it's not that easy. Like, and from my point of view, it didn't feel like Europe was that hard either. Like Europe is kind of stacked towards the middle. Like we have a lot of depth.
Yeah.
But to be in the top 7 or top 8 shouldn't be hard for a roster like Navi, because we weren't performing well regionally after the first event. Howl was terrible. Exalt was terrible. DA wasn't good. Like there's not much coming after the top. Like it should have been really fucking doable. Like there was Twisted Minds playing really well. Foot was pretty good most of the events. QM was good. And FaZe was good except one event or something. And then everybody else was kind of pretty mediocre and really beatable last year. So
yeah,
the downfall was really crazy, honestly.
it was hard to watch. I'm not gonna lie. It was like fun to watch because I could, you know, I didn't have to worry about it at all.
Yeah.
But like, it was fucking hard.
Yeah.
Like they did pretty decent at PGS1 too, didn't they? Like they were pretty good. We would fight them a lot at PGS1. They were in the finals.
Yeah.
And then like
they got kind of ruined in the
PGS2,
final. They had like
showed-
a game crash on the final day that cost them a full game and stuff. Like they were pretty solid.
Yeah.
And at PGS2, I don't think they showed up all that much.
No, and you could definitely see the frustration on like Uba during that tournament.
Yeah.
Like he was just tilted the whole time. At least on like the
Yeah.
cams and stuff. I don't know how it was outside, but
Yeah.
I remember seeing example winning. Was it like 2 games in Malaysia where he was 1v1 in the last zone? And he just looks totally like an AI, like a robot. There's no emotion. He just like wins the 1v1 and it's just like there's nothing
Yeah.
there. It's like
It's weird.
it's so
Dude,
funny.
I'll never forget whenever they won PGC and I'm just sitting in the stands and his girlfriend just runs up to him and he's standing up. He's just standing up, like they're all celebrating. He's just like this, and she like hugs him and he goes and he pushes her off. And I'm like, bro, that's so weird. What? Just hug her, man. Like you
Yeah.
just won.
What
the fuck?
Yeah, it was a little bit funny to see that situation. Maybe he just wanted to celebrate with his team first,
Yeah.
maybe.
But yeah.
But he wasn't like
He's just
celebrating though.
different,
He's
man.
just
He's
just a
different.
robot, man.
Yeah. Maybe he's shy on camera, you know? It's like not on camera, you know?
Yeah, true. But no, it is good to see. Like, I'm happy for Twisted because, and I can't speak for Spyro, but you know, example grinds the fuck out of the game. Bro's constantly gaming, constantly streaming, and like
Yeah.
just having that on your team is exciting. Which is why like having Kick is nice because he's just always playing the game.
Yeah. That was also what Betulin said, right? It's like he said, basically, it felt like Spyro wasn't as motivated anymore. It felt like it was more like a work for him, and they have this mentality that it has to be fun and it has to be enjoyable.
As it should be.
As it should be. It's hard sometimes. I think a job is gonna feel like a job sometimes, but you're gonna have to find that motivation in you, especially now for this year. I know you guys have a very different situation. I know you guys are looking for a really good PUBG year. Every non-partner team is in under a lot of fucking pressure right now, and
Yeah.
it's gonna be, I think it's still easy to be motivated to play the first event, but then after, if you don't qual, if you get like a 4th place and it's not enough and you have a 3 to 4 months break, keeping the motivation up in that time, all the global partners are gone. Like 5 of the good teams in your region aren't even there to scrim anymore. Like, what the hell do you do? How the hell do you stay motivated? It's gonna be a rough year for everybody that's not a GPT.
Yeah, I don't know. That would be fucking rough. I'm not gonna lie. Like
Yeah.
not qualifying for the first 2 events would kill my motivation for sure.
Just put yourself in the shoes of, let's say STK doesn't make it. There's 4 NA teams. The top 4 NA teams are not at home. They're playing internationals. Your scrims are even worse. You have nothing to play for like 4 months. It's just hard. Like,
On top of that, they didn't even play the last PGC, so now it's been like how long since they played? Something like
They didn't
proper?
play PGS2 or PGC.
they haven't
literally-
they haven't
They haven't
really
played
gotten
for like
anywhere.
a year, bro.
Yeah. They
Like,
played
Yeah.
PGS1 with Vegas, but they have made
Yep.
2 roster changes since then, or like, I mean, 2 times they have changed rosters, 3 players total
Yeah.
or something. Yeah.
Let's
That's
just say
hard.
there's gonna be some retirements after the first event.
And then
regardless
after
of EU or
the
NA.
second event. Because if you don't
Yeah.
make PGC, you have a 6 months off. Like, that kills people. It just does. I want to talk about something though. I had this conversation earlier, and I think it's, in the greater scheme of things, considering how much money there is in each region, how much professional work is being put into PUBG in each region, it's kind of weird that EU can compete with Asia, and it's even weirder that Americas can compete. Because looking at the scrims you guys have, looking at the amount of tournaments you and we have, it doesn't make sense that we're on the same level. It doesn't make sense like that there's a Soniqs, a Twisted Minds, just competing with teams that live in their team house 24/7. They have scrims every day. They can scrim two scrim blocks if they want. You know, they're getting everyone's full time. They have a way stronger, more stacked region. You know, it's kind of weird, no?
More importantly, they just have way more tournaments to play.
They play like 128 official games where we play 18. Like, it's crazy.
That's wild.
Yeah, I think before PGC, after PGS2, or no, it was after PGC. China had already played, I think, 36 LAN games by the time I got home from Christmas vacation. And I was like, this is fucking ridiculous, man. Like,
yeah,
I don't like, I get to see my family, which is cool, but like, I want to fucking get better at the game, man. Yeah. I want to play these events. It's just sad, man.
Yeah, and but that's what I'm saying as well. It's one thing for Europe, but I think overall our region has a lot more depth. CIS is carrying us pretty hard, but still. And I feel like scrim quality is a lot better. I just by watching NA scrims, I don't know if they've improved much since I last checked, but like it still seems easier than being in North America and having to try to compete internationally.
Yeah, I mean, I think scrims are nice and all to be able to have like good practice, but I think because there are 16 teams, that scrims are just as good as like you make it out to be. Like, even if the teams are shit, you could still try your hardest and like fix the small mistakes you're making. I think the biggest problem with North America, and I think EU has it a lot better, is that I can't even play ranked unless I VP into EU, which I'm playing on 140, 150 ping. Yeah. Which is just like terrible practice to begin with, because I'm never going to have that much on LAN.
Yeah.
And I have to play completely different to even have a fighting chance on EU, which is just fucking, it's rough. So like being able to have like decent practice, I only get okay practice for like 3.5 hours a day, which is scrims. And we only play that, 3 to 5 times a week, depending on the week. So it's like, I'm only getting 15 to 20 hours of good practice per week.
Yeah. And you literally can't do more.
Tilting.
Do you like 1v1s for practice?
1v1 addict over here.
Oh my god.
I'd never played 1v1s until like Thailand. And I started after that, and I actually think it's huge for like AR and movement and peeking. But that's only like...
I think it's huge for a very tiny part of the skill set, right? Like you're just putting a lot of hours into something that's only a small part of you as a player, but you can improve that part a lot, I guess.
So I'm not like a proponent of 1v1 practice, but I'm not like against it completely. Like, I think it can be good, but I don't think it should be like your main source of practice. I think if you're doing like 30 minutes to an hour is like fine. But I think if you're doing it for like 5 hours, I feel like you could be working on something completely different that's like way more relevant to the game.
Yeah.
But that's just my opinion. Everyone obviously improves differently, and people can choose to do whatever they want. But I would rather just play like solo squads, or I'd be rather playing with people, like improving my comms, improving my trades, stuff like that, that I think could actually be way more helpful. Or like finding even new spots on the map that I didn't even know existed before. Like I play a Miramar ranked game, and I didn't know that I could play this certain zone from the southwest edge or whatever. So stuff like that I think is more helpful than like upping mechanics, because I think mechanics can only get you so far in PUBG. But then I see someone like Tig, and I'm like, all right, maybe I need to work on it.
I feel like I have never really worked on my mechanics in PUBG ever. It's never been my priority. I guess that's why now I'm finding myself playing a lot more 1v1. Because I can't think of a time where I've like worked on my mechanics. I've been doing like ranked. I've been playing like TDM as a warm up, or training mode as a warm up, and I've been doing a lot of TWIS and custom games throughout the years. But like I never really took the time to like do my own mechanics a little bit, and I guess that's what 1v1 has done for me.
You play solo games a lot, or no at all?
No, but I have been thinking about playing public solo lately.
Why is that?
I think those could be very beneficial.
Yeah. I want to play publics mainly because my DMR is lacking now. So I think playing publics is good for DMR especially. You get to shoot a lot of people in the open, running around, driving around.
I think this may be a hot take, and I don't know how other PUBG players feel about it, but I actually feel like DMR is like the hardest part of PUBG, like in terms of like mechanics. Like ARs is like, you know, you control your first 5 bullets pretty easily, and as long as you're hitting the first 5 bullets, you don't have to worry about the rest of your spray. But as with DMRs, like one knock can change the whole fucking game, and you don't get a lot of good shots. Like you don't get a lot of chances to get knocks in like DMR distance, so it's fucking hard.
Yeah,
and like getting that down, like watching players that are really good at DMRs is like incredible to me.
Mm-hmm.
I agree 100%. And I think people spend way too much on their ARs. Like, I think it's also way harder to practice the DMR. And I think that's why ARs are easier, because it's so easy. Like every TDM, you can just run around and just shoot at people, and they're shooting back and they're moving and everything. There's one TDM map that you can play DMRs on. And it's way more involved, right? It's, are they moving sideways? Do I have to aim up? How do I time my shots? With a fucking AR, I click mouse 1 and I control the recoil. That, like, it's so much more simple.
Yeah.
And like you said, I feel like it's so impactful too. Like, I'm pretty okay with ARs. I get slapped around by everyone with DMRs because my movement is shit, my peaks are not good, and it's like I can just like, I can't really peek people. I shouldn't really peek people. And you can put so much pressure towards a team if you're just winning the DMR battles, even if it's just compound to compound. As soon as they have to move out or something, if you're constantly slapping them with your DMR, they can't really peek to you, they can't really pressure you. They're not going to want to pull up below you if they feel like they're getting farmed the whole game. Like, you can do so much.
I could tell you, I don't know how other players feel, but like me personally, whenever I'm playing a game and I'm getting shit on with DMRs, my confidence goes way down compared to whenever I'm hitting people with DMRs.
Yeah.
I'm like, let's fucking pull up on these people. I'm about to dog these guys because I'm just shitting on them. I'm like, these guys are shit, you know?
Yeah.
But if I'm peeking, getting shit on by fucking, you know, peeking a window, I'm like, nah, I don't want to go that way. Let's go. Let's fucking rap. Let's go the other fucking way. This guy's a demon.
Yeah. It's like your confidence instantly drops. It's crazy. 100%. And it's like your helmet starts getting tagged up, and you're like, okay, this guy is correct. I can't do anything against this.
Yeah.
It's also one thing that I get.
The same way.
Sorry for interrupting. Is I've committed now to play 5.5 DMRs. I've watched Flood's tutorials. He said you should commit on one DMR. I'm way better with the AUG than I'm with the barrel, so I've committed to 5.5. But then you hit a guy twice or 3 times with your mini, and he headshots you once with the SLR, and you're like, "Fuck! I can't peek this guy again. I've lost. He's better than me. It's over."
Especially with the Dragunov coming in, you just get one tapped, and you're like, "I can never peek this guy again." It's over. Like, I have no helmet now.
Yeah. I have to wait. I have to heal. I have to full boost, and then I have to wait a minute to get to full HP until I can peek him again. Like,
and I have to get another 2 helm.
DMRs are underrated for sure.
I don't know. For me, I've seen Fex play NA publics late at night, and he actually says it's good to go this thing to play. Like, so I might have to try NA publics at night.
Just to shoot at people that run around cluelessly.
Yeah. NA publics at night EU time.
Yeah, so like it would be like late in.
So it would be prime time NA. Yeah.
Yeah.
Prime time NA.
Like early evening.
Good practice prime time NA. It's mainly VPNers, and then I would actually like to see the stats from PUBG to see how many VPNers are playing in NA servers. Because I hot drop in NA late night, like primetime NA, and it's like 2 to 3 VPN squads in every one of my games that are like in hot drop spots as well. So I'm getting like 150 to 200 ping versus like Vietnam people and people from Thailand and like Asia. It's so tilting. Holy fuck. There's like almost nothing more tilting than that.
Yeah.
When you say prime time, like what actual time of the day do you mean?
So like after scrims, it would be like 8 PST.
Okay.
Like I guess it would start earlier than that, but like scrims end at like 7:30 PST for me. So like 8 to like midnight for me.
I guess it's America has a different beast as well because you're so far apart in time zones, right? So what's pretty early for you is pretty late for East Coast, I guess. Right?
Yeah, I mean 3 hours is like a big difference in terms of like nighttime.
Yeah.
You know, early morning.
And it's like the Asians have already woken up, so
Yeah.
It's the same in to some extent it's the same in Europe, right? Like I don't want to play until like 2 p.m. or something, maybe 3.
Yeah.
Because it's just a lot of Chinese, Vietnamese guys, and a lot of them are cheating. So yeah, it happens everywhere, unfortunately.
Why are they VPN to different regions? Why don't they just play in their own region?
I think to
that's
dodge the other
I
cheaters. That's been my explanation. I don't know.
Damn,
I don't really know, honestly.
I think they're trying to dodge cheaters, yeah.
Maybe some parts of their queues also die and stuff, right? Like, I'm not really sure what's happening. I don't really know how the queue situation is. I know that APAC used to be pretty bad. Because they only had TPP or something. Like there was a few things messed up with different queues on different regions, but I don't really know.
Everywhere that we've been, I think I've never had issues queuing. Like Korea, Thailand, Malaysia, I never had any problems.
When we were in Thailand, a lot of people queued like Korea servers or something, I think. And I didn't really know why. But a lot of people said it's just better. Yeah. I just realized that EU ranked is actually pretty fucking good compared to APAC. Like, just more fun to play.
The EU ranked games are actually the beginning of the season. EU ranked is so fun because everyone's just like sweating their dicks off. Everyone's like trying to hit masters, and then once they hit masters, they just stop playing, and then you have like everyone dead at the beginning of the game. But like the beginning of the season is so fun to play.
Yeah, it's just I think we have it pretty well still. Yeah, I mean, especially compared to NA, right? You struggle to get games at all.
It's still really hard though, playing ranked in EU to me. Like, I find that having 4 pro players too easy, having 3 can be too hard sometimes too.
I think 3 is a really good balance.
It's like the best number for sure, like 3. And then, but then like sometimes you also meet like 4 cracked players, and it's really hard when they just have one more guy than you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or you run into a 4 pro stack, and you're just like, well, that wasn't fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got 2 kills this game.
Yeah. But it's also, I think the one thing that adds to it is if you're a 3-man, you have a lot less waiting around for your team to die than as a 4-man. I feel like if you're a 4-man, one of you gets flushed, you just keep playing. But if you're a 3-man, one of you gets flushed, you kind of like play a little bit more aggro.
And run it down.
Chance of dying are pretty good.
Yeah.
It's just a more enjoyable experience overall. But it's, we talked about this a lot. It's like so hard to expect, like to know what to expect. Because you meet fucking 4 Timmies who've just logged on and tried out ranked for the first time. And then the next squad is like full Twisted Minds practicing, trading you with shotguns, you know? Like, the variety of enemies is just insane in ranked. And you never know what you're going to get.
Yeah, it's also hard because there's like no blatant MMR. Like you're saying, you could run up against like some fucking bronze players, or you can go up against like the fucking world champions. Like, there's no like... There's no telling what you're going to have. So even if I'm like smurfing, it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
Because I could be running against the best players in the world.
And if you just knew ahead of time, it'd be so cool, but you just can't.
Yeah, if there was a Twisted logo above their fucking names, I wouldn't be driving into them like a fucking idiot.
Yeah. You're solo squatting. You're like, oh, I can drive by these idiots. Get beamed by the first guys. Like, oh, it's fucking Lou. Okay, unlucky. Like,
yeah, I guess I'm waiting 3 more minutes to get into a new game.
It's rough.
It's hard to have like efficient practice in PUBG, but I think people have like different methods that work better for them. Like some people grind ranked and do really well, and some don't play ranked or publics at all and still perform.
Yeah.
So I guess each person will lack at some point in the game based on what they're practicing. Like if you're not playing ranked, surely like your map knowledge or maybe your util might be like a little bit weaker. But if you're playing a lot of training mode, maybe your AR is like insane. I don't know.
Something I noticed, the big difference for me, because I've done both. I've taken like 2 months off stream where I just like kind of, play TDM or training mode for most of the time. That's kind of what I did a lot of last year. Like at the beginning of last year, I was grinding, and then I kind of like slowed it down. Biggest difference that I noticed was like whenever I wasn't playing like pubs and ranked and stuff, my mental, like my attitude towards the game was so much better whenever I'd play like scrims and comp and stuff. And whenever I'm like grinding, dying to shotguns, dying to panzers, dying to fucking 4-man sweat squads, I'm just giga tilted the whole fucking time. And then that bleeds, and that eventually will bleed into like team comms and stuff like that. And my attitude, that's like not a good thing to have, right? But also I have to like, we are GPT, so I'm like trying to have like a solid fan base as well. you know, trying to like stream for the community because, you know, I know they enjoy it and I enjoy it, you know, for them. So it's like a mix of like trying to have good mental and like being good at the game. It's like I can't fucking do both, you know?
It's hard.
I'm really stuck in the same place. I really want to stream PUBG every day and just grind ranked and just be like good vibes, not be tilted, not be angry at the game. But it's like I just get panzer-fasted or like I get mortared or like some bullshit happens and it's just like it breaks me mentally and suddenly I'm just sitting there whining and my mood is just pissed for the rest of the stream and then my chat goes quiet because I'm just like, shut up, chat, you know, like.
Yeah.
But then you also see that and you're like, fuck, this is not good, right? And then
it never used to be like that though. Years ago, it was never like that.
It's more like it's natural. Your hobby becomes a job. Like some stuff is gonna, like, you're gonna have to start doing things you don't enjoy as much, and you're gonna have to get used to that. And everybody finds their own ways around it, right?
Yeah, and it's even more frustrating because, like, you know, I'll play ranked in pubs, and I'll be like so sad, and then I'll be like, oh, well, I get to play scrims. That's really fun. Like that's my favorite part about PUBG is playing competitive. And then I go into scrims and I die first 3 games in a row, and I'm just, my mental is boomed.
Yeah,
I'm done for the next 3 games, and I'm like, holy fuck, this game is fucking tilting.
Yeah. I've started doing that a little bit, like just mix scrimming to sort of just get in the, you know, pick up comp habits a little bit more again. Partly because I really fucking enjoy it, partly because it's like you don't have subs anymore in PUBG, right? So it's kind of good if your coach can play the game. And it's so, like, I enjoy competing in PUBG so much, but that doesn't mean that scrims can't be tilting. Like, you have some fucking first zone, take a really good compound, have a really good split, water ratio is bugged on live server, circle goes into the water, your game's over. Cool. Second game, so I don't know, you go for a car, someone breaks the scrim rules where he's not allowed to shoot you, you're dead. You're watching for 40 minutes. And then if you're streaming it as well, you're like, holy fuck, there's like 100 people here, and they've just watched 1.5 hours of the shittiest gameplay ever, and all I'm doing is complaining, and it's like, it's so hard to just stay positive and stay hyped and focused. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. So it is bugged on live server, water shift?
Like we had a bug shift yesterday, that's all I know.
Yeah, I need to show you guys this shift today. We were on full tilt. Holy fuck, I need to find it.
You had a Miramar game or?
Yeah, it was a Miramar game. It was I don't know what you guys call the compound, but it's like west of Impala. I call it Sharky because I used to loot there. It's like
some people call it Diamond Dogs
compound in the field.
We call it Impala compound or something. You have like a Discord stream or something?
I'm gonna take a photo and send it in the group chat.
Yeah.
What if it's not bugged though, and they intentionally fixed or like land ratio on Miramar, like it doesn't count for rocks anymore?
No, but it went into the water.
Oh, okay.
It was south of Lost, the circle. It was the circle south of Lost, and it just went into the ocean to the south. Like,
yeah, that was the C4 shift, and we were in Turkey, and we're just like, oh, it's coming right to us. Like, we just win the game for free.
Yeah.
And then it just shifts back to the rock, ends on the rock, and we're like, oh, all right,
cool, pretty cool. Yeah, I think like there is times I still subscribe to the theory that the circle can fuck up, right? So if there's a lot of unplayable in the circle, sometimes it doesn't find the edge case where it removes all the unplayable. So it like fucks up and it shifts onto the unplayable. But that one you're showing there has a lot of fucking ways to go away from the unplayable. So like that just shouldn't happen.
It's just bugged. We didn't know if it was like what you were saying, if it was just like a one-time scenario where it just like fucked up, or if live server was just bugged in general.
Actually,
sorry.
I actually had literally this zone. My first rank in Miramar on Wednesday, and it did the same thing. It went to these rocks.
It's weird.
Yeah, that was a tilter because we're just like, oh, we're gonna win the game for free. You know, you get that zone in a tournament, and you're like, holy fuck, we're about to get 20 kills.
Yeah,
and then it just shifts away, and you're like, oh, right.
Yeah.
Guess we're getting 8th.
Yeah.
Sounds like these on Miramar. I really hope they keep land ratio in on these, because it would not be fun if every zone would just have like rocks like this in, and there's 2 guys on top of the rock farming you.
Yeah.
They just need to fix the rocks.
Yeah.
The rocks are the bigger problem than the land ratio. The land ratio makes things a little bit repetitive, right? But the rocks being such crazy power positions is just really bad for Miramar.
Yeah. A lot of people, I mean, including us, were like very, very tilted whenever e-pickups were introduced because like it just completely ruined Miramar.
Yeah.
And that was like our favorite map. That's our best map. That's the one we do best on. But now just like some zones are completely unplayable because a team got an e-pickup phase 1 and it just ended on the rock.
Yeah.
Or like near the rock. And you're just like, holy fuck, like this team should never be allowed to be up there. But it's not like the e-pickup's fault. It's just the fact that the rocks are so fucking
100%.
so strong.
It's the combination of the two. And
yeah, they just need to be shaved down. If they were just smaller, it would be fine.
Yeah, you just couldn't be on them or something, right? Like there's millions of ways to fix it. But like you come or like there's zones where you come into a zone, you see there's a guy on top of the rock, you're like, we can't go here. We have to go around. Like we gotta go to someplace else because we can never compete with that guy again because he's on the rock first. And it's like I've talked about it so much. It's so bad, especially with e-pickups, because it's not like you're always going to win because you take the e-pickup to that rock. Like you're just throwing all the control out the window and you're gambling on this rock. And you have pretty fucking good odds of winning. So it's like, there's no skill involved, really.
Bro, you got to change the mentality, Kowo. You got to be like, we're going to bring this rock guy down. That's what I had versus Petulins when I looted Picado. I was climbing on him every situation I could. I was like, I'm gonna get this guy off the rock.
What do you do with like the rock next to Pozo, like southwest of Pozo, for example, right? It's not like for late game, but in phase 1, you see the entire map. It's so broken.
It's so broken.
Or like, I saw the counter to that at was it PNC? I'm pretty sure it was PNC, right? You just get stuck in the rock.
Yeah, just get stuck in the rock. You know they fixed it, by the way.
They did.
So, it was so funny. Okay, that was especially funny to me because I'm an observer as well, right? I still work with the NA team observing, and we get yelled at if we show a bug. We're not supposed to show any of that. The game's perfect. We can't show a bug. And then PNC happens, and they just spend like a minute watching Brex stuck in the rock and Mika punching him out and shit. And I was like, that was fucking funny. And then next patch, that rock is fixed. They just removed the gap where he got stuck in. They just removed that little hole. I was like, that's how it should be, you know? Like, but
yeah. Dude, that game was so tilting for us. We were like east of you guys on like the concrete, the double prize or whatever, and we're like, oh fuck, let's just rotate under the rock and fight this compound. And then we're like we're just north of like the prios, and we look up and we're like, we can never go under that rock. We're just dead.
Yeah.
I see one guy peeking. Our game is ruined. Sorry.
That's exactly.
Well, guess we're rotating north.
Yeah. That's exactly the experience.
Guess
That's the
we're
rock
fucking 12.
experience. Yeah. That game broke us.
We also had FaZe have a bug at PGC on the grand finals. I think day 2 or day 1. He got stuck under 2 cars and like a game we actually could have won as 3. You guys actually won that game, I think. Ended on the gas station west of Picado. Yeah, you guys won that. Yeah, 117 gaming denied, I think.
That was the last day. Yeah, the last day, right? Or second to last day.
Yeah, something like that.
What's that? Yeah, it was second to last day, like last game or something. Yeah.
We spent I spent like 2 minutes of an entire zone trying to get FaZe out of the car, and I was like knocking him and like wrestling him and like trying to get him in my car. And the chat was just going wild, like, what the fuck is Jimbo doing? Like, he's killing FaZe.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, they better show this on stream so they know what's going on, you know? It wasn't shown anything.
No. They're told to hide that stuff.
Yeah.
Because there is no problems in PUBG. But like,
yeah, there's no problem.
That's what tilts you. That's what breaks you more, right? You spending those 2 minutes and focusing fully on trying to get your teammate back. That is exactly what killed us in that Miramar game. If we would have been like, all right, you're fucked. We're playing our game as 3. We would have still played an okay game. But we were just trying to get him out of that situation. We were all focused up on that. And then we couldn't get him out and our game just folded. And it was like, fuck.
Yeah, it's like the same with game crashes, right? Like, you essentially have to do nothing and protect your teammate while they're crashed.
Yeah.
And if it's like circle 1 or circle 2, you just lose all prio 1 rotates. And you just have to like play the game for kills at that point. You're not getting like the best spot in zone anymore. You're not getting a top 3 spot. You're just, hopefully you can get some fucking kills. Hopefully you can frag out. But like, stuff like that is so fucking frustrating.
Yeah.
The other day,
it's just like uncontrollable.
Yeah. The other day in scrims, it was like 30 seconds before circle pop. Corexy crashed and we're all in a compound and we're talking about like circle 2 rotations. And I'm like, Corexy crashes, and I'm like, okay, I guess we're chilling, guys. Gustav's like, fuck him, we're going without him. Right? And that's the right thing, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you have to do.
If you have good rotations and you know your compound's not worth it, it's not worth it for 4 people. Yeah.
Yep.
Just let it go.
I got
a lot of the time, actually, the one player can find his way still.
Yeah. Surprisingly many times.
Like we had a funny call on Weekend the other day. You know there's a ski lift south of Castle, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a hill south of Castle with like a long hill and a ski lift on top of it, and we got an E pickup in Aros, and I was like, I really wanted, like, the ski lift was middle of the zone. I was like, that ski lift would be insane, you know, like, but if we take the E pickup, we won't get cars. So I was like, Gustav, you're gonna drive there, and we fly. So Gustav has to drive through the entire zone alone.
Yeah.
And there was this Turkish team, I think Hal was splitting like 1-1-1 in all the compounds, and he's like driving through, and they're just all shooting at him, and they get in cars and start chasing him. But he actually made it, and the car was okay.
Yeah.
And like,
we had that in a Vicorvi as well. Again, actually next to you guys. You know, south of Observatory, we had like a Vicorvi game that ended where those bears are, south of Cosmodrome? No. Cosmodrome? Yeah. And like you guys were taking a compound, and Chris's E pickup didn't work or something, so he had to drive through you guys and Howl to get to us. It was so messed up.
Yeah. A lot of the time it does work though. Like the one player does actually find his way alone.
You'd be surprised how many times it works, for sure.
Yeah.
We had a game in mixed scrims. I was playing mixed scrims with Jam, and he took a glider phase 1 and just crashed in the middle of the air. So the circle was on top of Los Leones, and he was just flying a glider towards Impala and crashed in the middle of the air. So he flew into Impala until he reconnected, and the game kicked him out of the glider. You know when you reconnect and your game takes you out of the car?
Yeah.
So he died we got knocked from falling. One of us drove from Los Leones into Impala, rezzed him, drove back, and we won the game on like the Los Leones concretes or something. It's fucking fun.
We had a game at PGS2 where we put an E pickup down and Tig didn't get on it, and we landed on the Impala rock, like the big ass one right above church. And he was the only one that, you know, he couldn't get up to the rock because it was ending like just, you know, near Impala somewhere. So he had to drive all the way and just basically play solo squads in a fucking competitive match. And he got us like 3 more points or something, and we ended up with like 8. And we were like, you know, that's a pretty good game, you know, not bad. We probably would have had less points if you got on the E pickup.
Yeah. I think it's really funny how that works sometimes, because like the meta of what you should do and what's the best gets so like established, and then doing something really fucking weird that nobody expects because it just doesn't make sense can work out so well sometimes. Like one guy just being in a really shit spot because his game crashed. Like fucking Twisted Minds loot power grid, they rotate towards the zone, but Perfectix's game crashes. We rotate through power grid, Twisted Minds in front of us, Perfectix behind us, our game's fucked. They just killed 2 of us and we have to send it or something, you know? And it's like, okay, like, the fuck are you gonna do against that?
Yeah.
It just works. Sometimes.
Yeah,
it doesn't have to be the best play. You just have to do it together.
Yeah. And if you catch someone off guard, it really doesn't have to be the best play. Yeah, we should talk a little bit about next year. I think it's going to be overall pretty exciting year for PUBG still. It feels
next
like
year?
This year,
basically. The coming year, because it hasn't really started yet, has it? In the middle of February. There is a lot of people that I talk to sort of behind the scenes are really excited about the Saudi event, the World Esports Cup, because everyone says it's going to be the biggest event of the year. The prize money is going to be pretty insane, but nobody really knows how to get there still, because there might not be GPT invites and stuff.
Is it even confirmed by PUBG that's in Saudi?
It's not confirmed. It's the TBA event, right?
Yeah. So we don't actually know if it's
actually know. No.
Okay.
But
everyone's
it's basically that.
They did it last year.
Yeah, it's
an assumption. Yeah.
And the thing is, like, we don't know if there's a qualifier, but the NA announcement, right? They had like a sentence in there that said, additionally, you're getting PGC points. Players from PAS1 will also be selected for PNC and the TBA event or something. So like it read a little bit like PAS1 might be also the qualifier for that event. So, and I think that could be a thing, because if PUBG is cutting regional events down to 2, the they might make one of these events like a qualifier for 3 events, right?
Well, it's gonna be separate from PUBG, right? So it's not like PUBG sponsored per se. So they could run their own qualifier if they wanted, right?
If they wanted to.
Like they can do
and they
everything.
have the money, so they could.
Yeah, they could do everything the way they want.
Yeah. I hope so. It's just I'm gonna pull up that line because it sounded a lot like it, and I was like, oof.
Well, you said for that event and PNC as well, right?
So yeah, it's like basically they're talking about PAS one, right? And they're like, oh, 50K prize pool. Top teams from PAS will qualify to 2 PGS tournaments. And that's not all. The best performing Americas players will get the chance to participate in the PUBG Nations Cup, as well as a to-be-announced global event in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia this August.
Okay.
Wait, so they're saying that first regional event leads into PNC as well? So, like, I'm assuming the MVP or MVPs, or maybe all 4 go straight into PNC?
Basically, what they're saying is PAS 1 is going to be the PNC qualifier, like the PNC criteria. Gotcha. And the best performing Americas players will get the chance to participate in the global event in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia this August. So that's like, what the hell?
Maybe they're doing like a show match, like a solo show match thing there. And all the players get to go.
Maybe.
Maybe.
It's hard to read into that too much.
Well, so is this translated from Korean? Or is this...
I think Americas makes their own announcements.
Because this is like very not clear whether it's
really not clear at all, yeah.
Yeah, it's not clear if it's saying the PAS event will also have this included, or it's just saying like, oh, there's also PNC and a Riyadh tournament.
Yeah.
Oh, it does say Riyadh. It does say Riyadh.
It does say Riyadh, yeah. It actually does say it. Okay. So PNC is in September, right? And the Saudi event is in August. And the PGSs are in October. So the question is, when is PAS 2 and when is PEC fall? Because there is a chance that that's not in time before PNC. So then the first regional event has to be the PNC event, PNC qualifying event. And there's definitely not a second regional series before the Saudi event. So if they don't make an extra qualifier, it's gonna be the PAS teams. But then what I'm thinking, do they really want the same teams at PGS 3, 4, and the Saudi event? Like, how boring is that, right? Yep.
Well, that's essentially what they're trying to do with like partner teams, right?
Yeah.
So it kind of makes sense if they were to do it for other events as well.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's the best.
But you can make you can invite partner teams and still have a qualifier for everyone else. It's just not clear if there will be a qualifier for everyone else. And I think that's a little concerning because that would really suck. If you actually like, because that would mean I'm not even exaggerating when I say we play 2 events this year if we don't perform mega well, right? You don't even have a qualifier. You don't have another chance for PNC. It's I don't know. It's pretty crazy if you read it like that.
I'm assuming that there will be another qualifier for Riyadh, but they haven't said shit about it, so who the fuck knows?
Who knows? Are you guys doing the same thing where you have a week break between groups and finals of PAS?
Let me see. I think there's a schedule.
Yeah, you're playing the same weeks as we are. Yeah. So you're playing playoffs on the 15th and then of March, same as we are. Yeah. And then you're also playing finals. Actually, there's 2-week break in between. Yeah. It's not just 1 week. What the hell?
Yeah, so last year for one of the events, they had it so that NA played group stage 1 week, and then they had SA play the next week, and then the week after that is whenever we played together for like finals.
But that was the regional playoff, and then there was 1 week off, and then there was finals, right? Yeah. And
so
now
we had 2 weeks off in NA. Well, we had 2 weeks off in NA because SA played, but SA only had 1 week off.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they do, or I guess I know what they do this time.
Yeah.
But they always change it. Like it's always different every single event. So
it makes so little sense to me. I feel like you're killing the hype so much. It's like there's literally like 3 weeks until 3 weeks pass from the playoffs to the finals. It's almost a month, bro. Like it's so much. I don't know why the gap has to be so big.
It's funny that they do that, but then they have 5 international events in 5 months. Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't understand.
Including a regional event in those 5 months too, because you somehow have to qualify to those internationals.
And maybe a Saudi qualifier as well, but we don't know.
I don't know. So, it's so weird.
Who the fuck knows?
It's like the whole schedule is super fucking bunched together because they start so late, but then they also shift the first event to actually take a full month when it could be done in 3 weeks, 2 weeks.
I don't know why we haven't started earlier. And this break, that's always like the first event always has like a 2-week break between the qualifier and the final. It's just so unnecessary.
And then it's like, oh, we have to sort out travel, visa, all this shit for these players. But we only have 20 days to do it because they finished their first event in the middle of April. Like, it's so crazy. There's probably reasons for it. Maybe they just want the schedule to be a little fuller or something. They don't want a big gap between the finals and PGS 3, but I don't know. It's really strange to me. Also, why not have Americas play 1 week and Europe play the other? If you're already having such big gaps, then you could at least not have them overlap, right? So you have a little bit more coverage.
That's what they did for PCSs, right? They did NA and EU.
They used to do that,
and then they did Asia and APAC the other week, or was it Asia and APAC?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. So they had like 4 weeks of games constantly.
Yeah, which was really good, no? Like right now I feel like the PUBG fan base is so starved for esports. Like they just want shit to kick off. Like they just want to watch something. Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be a really weird year. For you guys, I'm happy for you guys. I think it's also like a lot of fans have already said they're really excited because there's just so much PUBG this year. And it's not like it's going to be a shit year for us. We just don't know yet. Like, it's so crazy. Like, I could be playing fucking 7 LANs this year, or I could be at 7 LANs this year, or I could be at maybe 1 or 0, you know? Like,
that's crazy, actually.
Yeah.
The variety of outcomes is so crazy. And so much is decided in April.
Yeah, true. And if there are only 2 regional events that actually give PGC points, that's going to be crazy for even GPT teams. Because, I mean, realistically, qualifying through PGS points is fucking hard. Like, last year they did top 4. I don't know what they're going to do this year. I don't know if that's been announced.
I wouldn't be surprised at all, by the way, if they do top 8 or something.
Maybe, which would make it way easier for... that would make sense, because then you have less of a chance of, like, having a Navi situation.
Yeah.
But yeah, if it's only 2 regional events and it's only like top 4 again, then you have like the same thing where partner teams might not even make it to PGC. Like a lot of teams could get fucked just because you don't make one event and you can't make PGC anymore unless you win.
You have one bad event, you have one fuck up, you're out. Like, especially in the regions where you have less slots, right? In EU, you have a lot of PGC slots, or you used to have a lot of PGC slots. So if you win one event and you don't play the second one, you might still make it. But like in events with less slots, you might win the first event, you don't play the second one, you're not even in. Like, it'd be crazy. That's why I'm hoping there's a qualifier for Riyadh and it has PGC points. Then we have 3 events, we have a little bit more consistency. It's a little bit less just a coin flip, you know? It's not a coin flip, but like the variance is just insane if you only have 2 events.
Yep. You could see teams like fucking Twisted not even call it a PGC if that's the case.
Twisted is like the one team where I was like, probably not. But then every other team in the world is like, they can have one bad event. Like, and yeah, even like I looked at this when it was announced, like the roadmap was announced. There were 0 teams that would have qualified to all international, like all PGS events or LANs last year in Europe, for example. Not even Twisted Minds got top 5 every time.
Yeah.
And now we only have 2 of those events. You just like it's not enough to be a good team. It's not enough to be a great team. You're not always gonna get top 2. It's just not how PUBG works. in like 15 game or 18 game finals. Like,
yeah, in NA we got 4th in PGS2, which would have just been the barrier to qualify.
Yeah.
But then we ended up winning the event. And like imagine being like Foot or whatever that got like 4th and they have like the opportunity to win the fucking event.
Yeah.
But they just get fucked because there's no slots.
Foot,
like that's actually that's sad.
Foot had a really rough time last year. They got 4th twice. They got 2nd in an event that didn't qualify you to anything, and then they got 6th in the last event or something. If they would have gotten 3rd in one of those events, like they would have qualified to a LAN, they didn't. I mean,
and they have a rough
Navi
as well.
was 16th in the last regional event before they won the world championship, right? If there would have been 2 international events, regional events that year, they wouldn't have been at that world championship because they got 16th in one of them. Like, yeah, it's rough.
That's fucking crazy. They went from 16th to first.
From 16th in Europe. Like, Europe is good. It's not that hard. Like, I mean, you know, you shouldn't get 16th, but yeah, it's fucking crazy.
And then they won groups, won winners, and won finals.
Yeah. What a run.
Crazy.
What a run.
And then they were ass again.
Offliners.
Yeah. They did the reverse Soniqs. Shit in their own region, and then they win worlds.
Yeah, true.
That was the NA thing for a while, right? Like Tempo Storm started that. They were like good.
Yeah, Tempo Storm started. Anytime they got on a plane, they were terrible.
Yeah.
Because like they had like the event in Oakland where they didn't have to fly. And they got like fucking 5th in winners or whatever at PGC. Like they did good in groups, they did good in winners, and then they flew to Oakland and they fucking shit the bed. They got fucking 15th or whatever.
It's the plane debuff.
Yeah. Anytime they stepped on a plane, they fucking lost.
That's fun.
But yeah, and then we shit the bed for a long time until we did well.
Until you figured it out. And you became good.
Gotta do that again.
I'm excited anyways. I feel like we've been yapping for a long time.
Waffling.
Waffling. I feel like you look like you want to go to bed, Shrimzy. I think it's a good time to call it.
I'm a professional yapper. You can keep me up for hours.
It's just, I can always talk about more PUBG. It's just fucking, it's good to talk about. I've been wanting to make this podcast for like 4 weeks, but there was just nothing announced at all. There was like nothing to talk about. I was like, I can't just like make a podcast now when we don't know how many events we're playing, we don't know how we're qualifying, we don't know when those events are. Like,
yeah.
Now we finally have something to talk about. I hope we get to know soon how the PGC qualification works. Like PGC points, PGS points, all that kind of stuff would be really good to know.
Yeah, they have to announce that, huh? I don't know about it either. Even like partner teams don't know. So,
because like you just said, right? Like TWIS has a history of starting the year really slow because they're trying out shit. If there's only 2 regional events, like they just can't. Like they have to perform.
Yeah, it's definitely more cutthroat this year. Like you can't be slow ever. Like if you fucking let up once, you're not qualifying to an event, that fucks your whole year.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
like,
yeah, if I've said this before, if you don't make the first regional, like I've talked to someone the other day who was like, I couldn't really find a good team for the first regional event, so I'm taking a half-year break. And I'm like, I can't blame you at all. Like, if your choice is to play the first regional event with a mix that you think is probably not going to get top 2 in Europe, which is very reasonable thing to assume, you might as well get a job for 3 to 4 months or something and come back then. Because what are you playing for, really? Playing for a $50K dollar regional event that you get like 4K in if you make 5th or whatever.
But then who wants to pick up somebody that's only like playing half time?
Yeah. Well, that's why people quit, right?
Real life at that point, you know.
Yeah.
We have to run this
stuff.
back after. We have to run this back after the first event to see where Ace is at, and you know if he did well with Kick, and you know if FaZe are continuing to do well.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Thank you guys for coming on. Thank you for making the time.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Hopefully we'll see each other at some LANs this year. Fingers crossed.
It'll be fun.
You guys are going to spend a lot of quality time together. You two.
I will see Shrimzy, and then we'll maybe see you go.
Yeah, maybe I'll be there too. Send me a postcard, all right?
Hopefully I'll see you at least PNC.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
I mean, that's a really weird thing as well, where it's like, if you're like a player that's sort of in the chances to get on a PNC roster, you might as well play the first regional event, because maybe you'll just get one free LAN this year, right? Like, even if you were gonna quit, like, if you're one of the top 5 to 6 Finnish players or Norwegian players or Danish players or German players or something, you know?
Or Canadian, like Keenan last year
was
like, he was like a sub for a team, which means he was like eligible, or maybe he was a coach and he was eligible to go to PNC still or something. I don't remember exactly how it worked, but yeah,
it's wild that Canada.
You just need to get a nationality in a different country, Gene.
Yeah.
Could you do that? Like, if you got nationality in a different country, could you? Or do you have to be?
I think it's about residency, actually. No. No, it isn't. So. No, it isn't at all.
I don't think,
because linktr.ee has been available for Germany for a long time, for example. So.
Who was the guy who had the fake passport code?
When?
Chloris.
Oh yeah, Chloris.
He was underage.
Yeah.
I could just get a fake passport, right?
Yeah.
Like,
well, Chloris didn't get punished, so why would you get punished?
I mean,
get a Canadian passport.
I could get a Canadian, because they definitely need it.
But do you want to play PNC with Canada?
I don't, but it could be fun.
Just get one for Denmark.
True. Yeah. Just wait till it's announced what countries are going, and then get the passport.
Yeah. What if I get a passport for Canada now, and then Norway gets to go, and I'm Canadian?
True.
I mean, if Norway doesn't get to go this year, they never get to go. Like, this is the 1 year where they could be going if they are rotating with Scandinavian countries like Finland, Denmark, Norway.
Yeah.
You know, if they've been doing it like that, then maybe, but I doubt it. I think it's just gonna be Denmark again.
Just get a US one. We need to change some shit up, obviously. So
yeah.
And people would pick you for the memes regardless. You would get in for 100%. You know.
That is a fact, honestly. If you could manage to be eligible for a US, then yeah,
it would be funny. Hell
Good
yeah,
memes.
brother!
Hell yeah, brother! K Kona.
That's actually the thing. Like, for the US, it's not that easy to go to PNC, right? Like, you actually have competition, because there is actually a lot of US players.
Yeah, there's a lot of US players, but I think.
I mean, it's Soniqs,
like,
LG,
gravitate,
like,
towards like the top 2 teams.
Yeah, sure.
Which I think is like fair, but I also feel bad for like the other players, because there are like deserving players that deserve it. But it's definitely like a competitive.
Yeah,
fucking.
That's also every year that conversation comes up. It's like, who deserves it, or should the best team go, or should the biggest personalities go, or should the person go who deserves it the most? There's no fucking definition. Like, there's no clear rules, right? So. I always I had that conversation a lot with people, because Germany has had a lot of controversy of like in the last few years about who goes and stuff. Yeah, there's no clear rules, and then some people are like, it's an entertainment event, it's not an esports event, you don't have to send the best players. And then people are like, but we want to have a good team at Nations Cup, like, who doesn't? So
yeah,
I mean, conversation
I'm
has
under
no
the
solution.
Impression that it's like more of an all-star event than like a competitive event.
Yeah.
So it should just be like, not necessarily the biggest personalities, but like the most popular players.
Yeah.
So that it gets the most views in that case. But like,
yeah,
I don't know.
But
then
then
players like fucking Alo that just get snubbed all the time, even though he's insane.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. But then you have like all-star teams, like you have China sending an all-star team, and then they're bottom 6 every tournament, you know, like Chinese fans are not going to be happy about that either, right? So
yeah,
it's like, it's tricky.
It's also a different fucking like tournament. Like, it's not like a regular PGC or PGS where you can like predict what's going on. These players are just like running around, like, you know, they're playing ranked, and you're just like, what the fuck is happening?
What the hell is going on?
Why am I driving by 4 guys that are just randomly in this forest?
Yeah. I said this, like, it sounds really stupid, but I performed way better at PNC than I do in fucking EU scrims. Like, I don't know, I don't know what's happening, but I get fucking domed in EU scrims. And I was winning some fights in fucking PNC, you know? Like, it's just, it doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah. Offline PUBG is easier than online these days. It's just how it is.
It's really
I actually hard agree. No, I fucking agree. Last year felt like anytime I play an offline event now, like, PGS1, PGS2, PGC were like, it made so much more sense to me. And anytime I was doing something than anytime I play like scrims or like online events now. Yeah. I'm just so lost anytime I play online events. I actually feel stupid. Yeah. I feel like I'm fucking washed. And then I go to like the tournaments last year and I'm like, dude, I'm fucking good.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit.
It's weird like that. PUBG is a weird game.
Yeah.
All right. Second attempt at calling it.
Yep.
I'll see you guys around. Thank you guys so much for coming on. And
yeah, thanks for having me.
Good luck in the first event of the year. It's only a month away, guys. Only a month away.
I'm sure we'll talk before the first tournament.
I'll send you some TFT screenshots and you can coach me to diamond.
Yeah, I need your 4-1 comms, and then I can tell you what the fuck's going on.
Alright.
Alright, see you guys later. Bye-bye.
Alright, see you guys. Bye-bye. That was already episode 14 of the Hot Drop. Thank you guys so much for watching or listening. If you enjoyed this, feel free to leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll see you in about a month with the next episode.